You have a free hour, no excuses, no obligations, just you. And the one thing you keep saying you want more than almost anything: the novel, the song, the business, the channel, the thing that, if it ever worked, would change everything. And you watch yourself not do it. You answer a text. You make a snack you don't even want. You suddenly, urgently need to clean behind the fridge. You will do anything, anything except the one thing you care about most. So what is that? Because it makes no sense. You'll happily grind for hours on things you don't even like. But the dream you'll avoid until it physically aches. And you've already passed your verdict. You're lazy. You've got no discipline. You're all talk. And maybe this is the one that really stings. Maybe you just don't want it as badly as you say you do. But that theory falls apart the second you look at it, because you don't avoid the things you don't care about, those you knock out without a second thought. The boring email, the chore, the errand, the avoidance only ever shows up for the things that matter. And the bigger the dream, the higher the wall. That's not laziness. Laziness is lazy about everything. This is something far more specific and far more interesting. This one only ever targets what you love. So let's find out why. Here's the first piece. The moment you sit down to do the thing you care about, two forces switch on at exactly the same time. One pulls you toward it, the wanting, the excitement, the gravity of the dream, and the other shoves you back, a quiet dread you can't quite name, toward and away, at once, aimed at the very same thing. And when a mind gets pulled hard in two directions at once, it doesn't move. It freezes, like a deer caught in headlights, stuck between run and stay. That freeze, that strange, heavy stuckness you feel, was never laziness. It's a collision, the wanting and the fearing slamming into each other and canceling out into stillness. So the real question becomes this: why would something you want so badly also fill you with dread? Here's why. The instant something becomes important to you, it quietly stops being a task and becomes a test of you. Do the dishes badly, and it says nothing about who you are, but pour your whole heart into the thing you care about most and watch it come out clumsy, ordinary, not good enough. Now, it isn't the work that failed. It's you, your talent, your worth, that secret little hope that maybe, just maybe, you've got something special in you. That is an enormous thing to place on the table. So your brain, trying to protect you, does the math, and it finds a loophole. If you never really begin, you can never really be judged. As long as the dream stays a dream, unstarted, glowing safely in your head, it stays perfect. It could still be a masterpiece. Your potential stays untouched, unspent, safe. That's what the avoidance is really guarding, not your time, your hope. And there's a second reason. And honestly, it's almost beautiful. The only reason you care about this thing at all is that you have taste for it. You can see in your mind exactly how good it's supposed to be. You know what brilliant looks like. But taste always arrives years before skill. So the first time your hands try to make the thing, they can't. What comes out is rough, clumsy, a pale shadow of the version in your head. And because your taste is so sharp, you see the gap instantly. Every flaw in high definition. It's agony. You're the only person in the room who can feel exactly how far short you've fallen. So you close the laptop. You'll try again when you're ready, when you're finally good enough to match the picture in your head. And every single time you back away, you get a hit of relief. The dread drops the instant you quit, and your brain quietly files it. Avoid, feel better, avoid, feel better, until reaching for the escape becomes faster and easier than reaching for the work. And here's the truth that flips this whole thing on its head. You do not procrastinate on this because you don't care. You procrastinate on it because you care more than almost anything else in your life. The size of your resistance was never measuring your laziness. It's measuring your love, that heavy wall you keep walking into. It only exists around the things that matter to you most. Nobody flinches away from something they feel nothing for. You flinch because it's precious. Your procrastination was never the opposite of your dream. It's the proof of it. But here's the cruel joke buried inside. The whole plan is to protect the dream by never risking it. Except a dream you never begin isn't protected. It's already over. You're not keeping it alive and perfect. You're keeping it frozen and quietly calling that safety. The one surefire way to fail at the thing you love is the exact thing you're doing to avoid failing at it. And that's where it quietly costs you. Because every day you don't start, the thing gets heavier. It's not a small idea anymore. It's the dream you've been carrying for a year, for 5 years, the one that now has to be worth all that waiting. So it gets more terrifying to touch, which makes you avoid it more, which makes it heavier still. You're not stalling, you're inflating a balloon of pressure until it's far too big to go anywhere near, and underneath that, a quieter cost. Every time you avoid the thing that matters, you whisper something to yourself. I can't be trusted to show up for what I love. Do that enough times, and you stop believing your own promises. You stop starting things at all, and slowly, you stop being a person with a dream and become a person who once had one. The failure you're so afraid of, avoiding it doesn't save you from it. It just delivers it quietly, on a longer timeline. So how do you break it? Not with more discipline. If discipline were the answer, you'd have solved this years ago. You have to make the first move too small to be scary. 3 of them. 1. Shrink it past the point of embarrassment. Your brain isn't afraid of the work. It's afraid of the verdict. So take a step so tiny it couldn't possibly be judged. Not write the song. Hum one line into your phone. Not start the channel. Write one ugly sentence. If you still feel the flinch, it's still too big. Shrink it again. Nobody's worth is on trial over a single sentence. 2. Separate the maker from the judge. That sharp taste of yours, the one that catches every flaw, is a gift, but it cannot be in the room while you create. So split the jobs. First, make it badly, on purpose, with the critic locked outside. Then, later, invite your taste back in to fix it. A rough thing can be shaped, a blank page can't. 3. Rename the flinch. The next time that heavy dread rises up, don't call it laziness. Say the true thing instead. This is fear. And fear means this matters. And just like that, the resistance stops being a wall and becomes a signpost. It's pointing, in the most honest way it knows how, straight at the thing you love. So follow it. The resistance is always standing exactly where your dream is buried. So the next time you catch yourself scrubbing behind the fridge instead of chasing the thing you actually want, go easy on yourself. It was never laziness. It was never weakness. It was a frightened part of you trying to guard something precious in the worst possible way. You don't need to feel ready. You never will. You just need one small, ugly, imperfect start today. Because the dream doesn't need you to be good enough for it yet. It just needs you to stop protecting it to death. And if your brain can take the thing you love and turn it into something you're scared to touch, then you already know its strangest trick of all. Because sometimes it isn't a dream that freezes you. Sometimes it's a task that takes 5 minutes, something absurdly, almost insultingly small, and you'll still avoid it like it's dangerous. Why does your brain treat a tiny, harmless task like a genuine threat? That's the next one. I'll see you there.